Coach, go to the scrimmage. Scrimmage is a scrimmage. We know that that's just kind of the way it is, but talk a little bit about it. How did you guys do, and certainly some of the things you need to work on?
Well, I think for the most part we got a good opportunity for some young guys to step in there and see what they can do in live action. It's kind of hard to simulate full speed when no matter where you're at, it's hard to do. But at 1A football, it's hard to get that team that's if you're too deep and everybody matches each other, you're pretty darn good, and we're not there yet. But I felt like it was good for our young guys to see full speed. It gave us a chance to see some kids that we didn't know if they could handle it, and they did. And we saw some kids that we thought could, and they made some mistakes. But for us, the most part, all we thought about was what can we fix, and that's what we're looking for. So I told them we're going to look for stuff to fix on film. That's how we started it. It's a practice session. And then this morning we came in, we went through the film as a group and talked about everything and set our goals for the week. And I think they're pretty focused. I mean, they learn from the film. They do a really good job. Technology today makes it so much easier, and if kids will take advantage of it, they can have a lot of success and improvement. And I think our guys are doing a good job of taking advantage of that.
They and certainly a day like today, I think this is a great thing for this football team and bringing the fans out and giving them a chance to meet some of the players and such. And that's just part of the program. I mean, that's what makes a successful program.
Yeah, we want to make sure, I just think back to when I was in high school. I wish I had a picture with my mom and my dad, by the goalpost and, all those little things. And we want the kids to have those experiences because in the end, it's a game. We want to have fun, and I want to try to create a fun atmosphere about it. And we have a little group called the Bleacher Creatures, little kids, and they'll get their picture taken with the guys. And it really makes them feel special when you guys show up, and talk to them. So we always talk about how our big time is now. Every day is the big time for us because there's people who don't get to play high school football, and there's people who don't, so this is our big time, and we try to make it that way and try to live that experience as a group. So.
Before we talk about Shenandoah, what do you focus on mostly this week that you really need to pinpoint to make sure you're doing well by Friday night?
Blocking and tackling, pursuit, the basics. From our film, we saw solid pursuit. We saw some missed tackles, bad angles. We just found little things, every little detail that we can fix, and we picked one for each day for each individual to work towards. And if we can fix 3 or 4 things for each of them, we're gonna be a pretty darn good football team pretty early. So our ultimate goal is to be ready by week 9. But we'd like to be ahead of the game a little bit this year, and we're working towards that. I think. As a receiver core, we've got some blocking issues out there. We ran some great routes. We caught some good balls. We had a few miscommunications, and those are things that you got to see it on film and you got to work it out live, and then now you can really get to work. So this is when the coaching part gets serious, because you're nitpicking everything and trying to find a way to take that kid and turn him into the best football player you possibly can. And so we're doing that individually for every kid, and it's a lot of hours, but it's the fun part, I think, so that's what we work toward on it, fixing everything we can with them.
But I'll tell you what, you got a great group of kids to work with, attitude-wise, their work ethic, everything kind of fits into place.
Yeah, and I've been very fortunate here. I just think it's a community as a whole, hard-working, commitment to each other, and these guys have really bought into being a team and a family. And when we're in school, they pick up trash if there's trash in the hallway. They do the little things because it's ours, and they bought into that. And we take a lot of pride in our school and in how we act in the classroom and all those things. And these kids are really good about adapting to that. There's not much resistance out of, they'll do what needs to be done because they want to be good, and they know that those are the things you got to do.
What a week coming up, Coach. I was mentioning to a couple of the players, I don't know if there could be a match of a big game in the state, but I think this might be one of them when you go to Shenandoah. Talk about the week in preparation, and a Shenandoah football team is going to be very good and possibly could be in the top 10 in their class when the rankings come out this week.
Yeah, they've had our number for a few years now, and to be honest with you, we go out there and we play nervous the first half, and we play not to lose instead of playing to win. And I think that's something that we decided last year after our loss to Northeastern, when we lost by like 5 or 7, or when we lost to them, it was like we figured it out. We're not playing to win, we're playing not to lose. We can't do that anymore. So then we kind of changed our mentality on how we approach our prep for the game, and so we're trying it a little different this year, and I think the kids have bought into it. Shenandoah is going to be good, like they always are, and they get ahead of us early in a game, and it's hard to come back on a team like that. So hopefully we can get in there and throw some punches with each other and try to stay even and see how it pans out at the end. But I know they're going to be good. They have a new head coach, and I think he was their defense coordinator. And, they're good. Defensively, he's a great coach, and I'm interested to see if anything changes offensively. But he was in the system before, and I figure if it's not broke, don't fix it, So we're going to prepare for that, but we're also going to try to be prepared for anything else they throw at us. And the kids have already started watching film, and that's exciting to me because they're already discussing things. I saw it this morning, and so as a group, we're going to get our game plan together and try to go get them. That's our plan. I think we have the kids that can get the job done if we're prepared.